Good morning, friends. So, today I will discuss about a vital topic, that is mental retardation. So, the normal development of a child can be divided into four major areas. These are motor behavior, adaptive behavior, language, personal and social behavior. As normal children cross these milestones or developmental levels at nearly expected age limits. In addition to this milestone, there are other developmental parameters like height, weight, activity level, and general health, which have an important bearing on the development of a child. As mentioned earlier, slight delay from these milestones, deaths is not abnormal. Next, coming to the main topic, mental retardation. The mental retardation is defined as significantly sub-average general intellectual functioning associated with significant deficit or impairment in adaptive functioning, which manifest during the developmental period before 18 years of age. A person with mental retardation must have a deficit in both general intellectual functioning and adaptive behavior. A classification of mental retardation on the basis of IQ or intelligent quotient, which is equal to mental age divided by chronological age, that is CA, chronological age, multiplied by 100. So the formula of IQ means intelligent quotient is mental age divided by chronological age into 100. So the mental retardation is classified into four: mild mental retardation, moderate mental retardation, and severe mental retardation, and lastly profound mental retardation. So first I am coming to mild mental retardation. This is the commonest type of mental retardation, accounting for 85 to 90% of all cases. The diagnosis is made usually later than in other types of mental retardation. In the preschool period, before 5 years of age, these children often develop like other normal children with very little deficit. Later, they often progress up to the 6th class grade in the school and can achieve vocational and social self-sufficiency with a little support. Only under stressful conditions or in the presence of an associated disease, supervised care is needed. This group has been referred to as educable in a previous educational classification of mental retardation. Next, coming to the classification moderate mental retardation. About 10% of all persons with mental retardation have an IQ between 35 to 50. In the educational classification, this group was earlier called as trainable. Means this type of mental retardation, we can train that type of child. Okay, although many of these person can also be educated. In the early years, despite a poor social awareness, these children can learn to speak. Often they drop out of school after the 2nd class grade. They can be trained to support themselves by performing semi-skilled or unskilled work under supervision. A mild stress may destabilize them from their adaptation, thus they work best in supervised occupational setting. So this is all about moderate mental retardation. Next, coming to severe mental retardation. So severe mental retardation is often recognized early in life with poor motor development, significantly delayed developmental milestone, and absent or markedly delayed speech and other communication skills. Later in life, elementary training in personal healthcare can be given and they can be taught to talk. At best, they can perform simple tasks under close supervision. In the earlier educational classification, they were called as dependent. Next, coming to profound mental retardation. This group accounts for about 1 to 2% of all persons with mental retardation. The associated physical disorder which often contribute to mental retardation are common in this subtype. The achievement of developmental milestone is markedly delayed. They often need nursing care or life support under a carefully planned and structured environment like group home or residential placement. So, in my next class, I will continue from the etiology of mental retardation. So, please follow my next class. Thank you.